guys, it's Kevin again, and in this video I'm going to be referring to Once Upon a Time Season 3, Episode 6, Ariel. The highly anticipated episode finally aired tonight, and definitely this episode exceeded my expectations. I thought it was a fantastic episode, by far the best episode of the season. There were some big twists in this episode, and I can't wait to see where we go from here, because there's some really big stuff coming up for this show. Alright, so first I want to talk about Ariel's origin story, which is basically the main focus of this episode, but there's another big thing that happens in this episode as well that we have to get to. That I definitely want to talk about. There are basically just two plots, and I think that's good. They didn't have 3 plots, they had 2 plots. Actually, they did have 3 plots, but mainly they were just 2 plots. And the third plot, was there, but it wasn't like a big deal. The second, there were 2 plots, but I want to talk about Ariel's plot first. So, we see Snow White running. She's running from something. We don't know what she's running from. But then we see Ariel. And Ariel basically is there. And her and Snow White sort of have this little friendship going on. Ariel tells Snow White that she basically can... Ursula gave her legs and that they, she can use it for the high tide. Well, Ariel thinks that she saw Ursula in, her imagination, but it actually is Regina. Regina is pretending to be Ursula to trick Ariel, basically. She basically does this to trick Ariel, and she gives her a cat. She basically gives her this proposition. She says, okay, I will give you legs again, but you have to put this ring on Snow White. She puts the ring on Snow White. Snow White ends up growing a tail. And, it's kind of crazy and everything. And, oh, by the way, before this, she had met Prince Eric. And this is a very big deal because she met Prince Eric, but she didn't really want Prince Eric to know she was a mermaid. So Regina told her, okay, you don't have to tell him your secret if you put this ring on her. She puts the ring on her, Snow White gets a tail and everything. And, Regina basically says, well, you can either leave or your friends end up, your friend either gets hurt no matter what, but if you want to follow her, then don't listen to me, but if you want to get out of here safe, then you have to listen to me. And we basically find out that, that she basically has to leave, and, but when she leaves, Regina ended up taking her voice, because that's what happened. But then, here's the biggest part here. Regina is actually grabbed by the real Ursula, because before Snow White said that wasn't Ursula. Ursula's been gone for years, but it turns out Ursula is alive, and Ursula says, how dare you take my voice, how dare you pretend to be me? And we don't know what happened there to Regina, but something definitely happened to her. And then we see that Ariel comes back to Neverland, where she sees Regina. And she says, Regina says, I'm going to send you to a place where Prince Eric is. And she says she's sending her to Storybrooke. So that should be very interesting to see what happens there. And I thought that was a very big twist, and I really enjoyed that. But other than that, we got a really big thing going on with the continuing search for Henry. This time, they basically find out that Neal is alive. And when Emma finds out that Neal's alive, she's very regretful because she kissed Hook. And she tells Mary Maegaret that she kissed Hook, and Mary Maegaret says, you know what, go for it. Don't worry about you and Neal. Just, if you want to be with Hook, do it. And I think that's good advice, because, she's not with Neal, she's with Hook. There's not a problem with that. But they're trying to find Hook, but they realize the only way to free, Neal is to basically, make these confessions of secrets they've kept inside of them. There's some really big ones that come out. First one is Hook. He basically says that his secret is that Emma, he never loved anyone more than Emma. But then we get to the biggest scene of all, which has to do with Mary Maegaret. And it's a very big scene. And I've always thought this, but not what happened here. She basically says that she's always regretted telling us she never wanted to say. She says Emma's a great daughter and everything, but they messed up. They never got to see her first steps. She's an adult now. They never got to see her first steps. They never got to see, all that stuff. And she wants to do it again, and she wants to have another child with David. And, that was a very big scene that she wants to have another child with David. And David said, you know what, I'd love for that to happen, but it can't happen because as we know, David cannot leave Storybrooke. So we have that problem going on, and that's definitely a very big problem that we have. So yeah, that's definitely something we have to worry about, because David can't leave Storybrooke, obviously, so that's a problem. And the other thing is that Emma does end up freeing Neal, and Neal basically says that they should stop trying to make things. I think he said stop trying to repair the relationship and everything. He doesn't really want to fix it. Not much going on there, but that's basically what was going on there. That was a very big reveal, and that was definitely one of the best parts of the episode by far, was that scene with Mary Maegaret and David. It was huge because I would have never suspected that. Now, the other thing we got going on here is with Rumpelstiltskin and Regina. So Rumpelstiltskin is still seeing Belle, but Regina says, you know what, it's all, and Belle's saying, no, I'm not a vision, I'm real. But Regina's saying, no, don't fall for it, it's just a vision, and she shows him that really all he's been seeing is Pan's shadow. That's all he's been seeing, and Pan's shadow has been who it is the whole time. This whole time he's been seeing Belle, it's all been Pan's shadow. So that's all he's been seeing. By the way, if I sound a little, congested or whatever, it's because I'm fighting a cold. I think I have a cold. But, yeah, so I think that's a really big how all that worked. I thought that was a fantastic scene. I really love the way they did that. The only other thing we need to talk about is, what's the other thing? I think that's basically it, but it looks like in the promo something really cool is going to happen. Everyone from Storybrooke is basically going to come and help them out, to fight, to help them fight off and get them out of Neverland and everything. Because now their main priority is to find Henry and get out of Neverland. That's what they want to do. They want to find him and get out of Neverland. And you know what? I think they could definitely be successful if it's the way I think it's going to be. I think it could be really, really cool. But I really love this episode. It exceeded my expectations. I thought the Ariel stuff was fantastic. Also, the girl that cast as Ariel... was really good. I remember her from the TV show Better With You, which was a show that I really liked. I wish it wouldn't have gotten canceled, but she's fantastic on this, and I think she gave a really great performance, and I can't wait to see more. That's it for my review. Let me know what you guys saw this review. What do you think of the whole Mary Maegaret wanting another child with David? Do you think it's actually going to happen? Emma and Neal and Hook, do you think they're setting up a love triangle between them? I definitely think they are. What's going to be Neal's reaction when he finds out about this? Because he's eventually going to find out about this. Also, what do you think is going to happen with Ariel now that she's in Storybrooke? Well, do you think they're going to get them out of Neverland, or do you think they'll be successful? What do you guys think? That's it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.